Forgot to do one thing. Hello. Hello. I gotta post on Steam. Keep forgetting about that stuff. I usually get distracted and takes that gateway. We'll fix the gate. There we go. Oh, let's do it now. Okay. You got Youngblood? I every time I hear that, I think of the song. But I've never really played much for Wolfenstein type games, so I don't know for sure. Also, I've been drinking. I just got some of these, the White Claws, because no sugar stuff. It's actually really good. Been enjoying them. They're alcoholic. The grapefruit's pretty good. The lime has so far been my favorite. I think the one thing I like about it is that it has 2 grams of sugar in there, but it uses like I was looking through, it's like juices and cane sugar, so it's real sugar. Did I get the house? No, I already I put the bid in. It was accepted, so I had to do the inspection for everything. And so right now I'm in the inspection period where I'm allowed to back out if I want. But for the most part, from the seller's perspective, I have it. It's just I have to now go through some of the extra paperwork stuff to determine is everything in line for what I'm looking for. Hello. But I probably won't, even if everything goes through fine, I probably won't be moving for up to 3 months. They wanted a flexible close date, and I'm paying rent here until November 1st. So I told them, you have until middle of October. If it's before then, I can move earlier, but if it's not until then, I can just save some money. So I said, I don't care. But they needed the flexible date because they need to close or find a place, close on it, and to move into. Hello, Shadow King. Hello, Diver. You graduated. Anyways, for today, I was going to do my Rathalos one that was voted for. So I had a couple different lines that were voted or on the vote, like
let's go kill something.
This one I don't think was in the voting, but because it was longer. But
yeah, sandy beaches, coconuts, sand, beaches, sand. Wait a minute. I hate islands.
It was longer, but I had a funny idea for it. There was also...
Right, all right. I'll be the brave one.
That one I thought could be some funny ones. And then all the boat ones.
There's a boat. How about this boat? There's a boat. Hey, there's a boat. That boat. There's a boat. Here's a boat. Boat. Boat.
I wanted to just have them popping out of nowhere. Which one is this one?
I hate your good feelings.
Yeah. But then this was the one that won.
Hey! Can anyone hear me? I got my ass stuck in here!
And that's the one we're gonna do. Because it won. Butt stuck. So I'm going to delete all those other ones. We're gonna pull this one over. I am exited. I am very exited. No, I have so much going on right now, like between buying a house and work and everything, that I'm like, I don't need the con on top of this. But no, I am kind of excited. To me, it's I've been to enough now that it's kind of like, it's not like, oh yay. I get to hang out with a lot of the people, the friends around here that are the same people going, so it's just a different place to hang out. But it will be nice seeing some new people. Anthology premiering will be nice. That's always fun, especially now that we have main hall. Regarding that, if anybody is a follower on my Patreon, my short I have set to release, I think the 30th. Yeah, it's either Tuesday or Wednesday. I originally had it for tomorrow, but I changed it. So one of these 2 days, and then the actual premiere for Anthology will be the 3rd. So if you're on my Patreon, you can see it early. It's already all scheduled, so I don't even have to touch it. But I already have like the cards for the 20 Super Fight panel all ready to go. I just have to remember to bring them, which is harder than it sounds. And stuff. So no, I don't have all them fancy bells and whistles. What are you thinking? But I only put, I think I only charge to my Patreon like twice a year, because it's per video, and if it's a short enough video, I do every other. So if I put out a 7 or 8 second short on YouTube, I will only charge every other one, because kind of feels like a dick move. Anyway, so I normally do lip syncing first, but I kind of want to figure out the setup first, because I have a feeling that some of it isn't going to need lip syncing, and I don't want to do the work and not need it. I don't have it linked there. Hold on. Let's see here. Hold on.
Whoa.
Why is it not? Let me scroll more. Why don't work? See, double confusion.
It all zoomed in.
So it's for that chat. Otherwise, chat changes. There it goes. I guess I just had to mutz with it. I don't have it down there. Well, we'll fix that.
What are you missing?
Patreon link.
Oh.
Okay, we'll put it here. This, I guess those are a common thing. Stop popping up. There it goes. Oh, I guess that's to make it a link. No, how do I make it a link? Stop it! Apparently, supports markdown, whatever that means. We are going to just do instead, where I deleted that somewhere else, didn't I? Anyways, I'm just going to delete them, and we're just going to leave it there, because people on the internet are smart. Oh, I gotta hit this submit button. They can figure it out. There we go. Sure. You can copy paste. I'll figure it out later. Oh, what is he drinking? Vodka?
It's what's left of the peach schnapps.
The peach?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What is it, coffee?
It's alcohol.
Oh, okay.
It's sparkling water alcohol. It's actually really good. The lime one tastes like 7-Up.
It goes really good with cake.
No, the other one tastes like 7-Up. It's just not a strong 7-Up, like a watered down 7-Up. But in a good way. No, so for him...
Hey! Can anyone hear me? Hey! Can anyone hear me? I got my ass...
Okay, so there is breaks in the audio, which makes what I wanted to do work. So he says,
Hey!
can
anyone hear me?
me?
I got my ass stuck in here.
So what I want to do is put him in a tire swing. It worked.
Big tire swing.
Yep. But I wanted it spinning, and so there's breaks in the audio, so that's every time he comes around. I'm thinking like Thor Ragnarok type thing.
It'd be funny if he had his head trapped in a cardboard box.
I originally was thinking, but in doing so, I would have no lip syncing to do, and that would lose a lot of the fun parts that people like about it. So, the lip syncing to me is the cool part. So,
It's the first time I've heard you say that.
for Rathalos, I enjoy the lip syncing because it is different and there is not a gajillion bones to pick from. The ponies are annoying because I have to do like 7 or 8 sliders to make some sounds, but for him there isn't. Everything's more optimized to just a couple. Yeah, I could make it look better for some of these other more extreme looks, but I don't give a shit. But with the ponies, I have to. So that's too many tires. And I could use one of these and just hello scope. Oh, that's a low detail. If I have to blow it up to the size I need it, I need something that's good or fairly decent detail.
Oh, is that one? There you go.
No,
That's perfect. Oh.
because it's going to be blown up to where it's pretty big. It's a bit better, and really it depends on. Huh?
Got a rim in it. You wouldn't see that on a tire swing. That one doesn't have a rim. Oh, that's a good one.
We're going to do a quick check. People put weird things on here, you never know.
What are you looking for? A tire?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Source comes with a lot of tires to start with, so. Source comes with a lot of tires to start with.
Yeah, but they're all low poly. I'm checking to see if they have anything that's high detail, which I am not seeing.
Just try typing in wheels.
Yeah, I'm thinking wheel maybe. Because if it's something in it, I'm going to jam him in the wheel, so it doesn't matter. Oh, there we go, we'll get him in this one. He can fit. Oh, there's a lot of wheel.
You could always try retexturing one of the other models, but that's a bit of work.
To make it match up, it would be hard. Especially since it would have to be consistent all the way around the edge.
Mm-hmm.
Finding a texture that works would be tough. I don't think that's how it's supposed to work. That's carports. Oh, that's just. I think it's
That's the same texture, but
yeah. Just a different named one. I'm surprised though. I thought that there'd be some kind of wheel, and it's. You can have something that's fairly low poly, but if it's or not low poly, you could have super low poly on this, and it wouldn't matter. It's having good bump maps that are important. Mm-hmm. So there's some of these tires on things, but there's no way to separate them. Well. No. Mm-hmm. If the tire spins, I can separate it. Because I have to for it to spin, it's on its own axis. That means I can just yank it out.
It's always going to have the rim on it, though.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. I'm jamming him through it. He's going to be filling the whole hole. So I'm not too worried about that. And if you really wanted to put the work into it, so like, see, I'm thinking about grabbing one of these. You could do it with the background and then once without, and then edit in the hole there.
No.
Yeah, well, and it's just that because it's going to be a focus of the tire. Hello, Aggie. I something with a higher def would be nice. I might grab that one like tank looking thing. Because those look fairly detailed and would fit as something that would be big, because it already is pretty big. So I will try that. What was the name of that? That was called... They didn't put it at the end. Bad. I'm going to say V150. There we go. There we go. Oh, just V150 tire. Yeah, that's a bit better.
Well, that worked out really well. Didn't even have to separate it.
Yeah, I know. It's just literally wheel. It's perfect. The only thing it would be nice if it was empty in the middle, but I will not complain.
You could just erase the textures in the middle and it probably wouldn't show up.
No, because by doing so, you're still going to be able to look through the tire itself then, all the way to the background, so you're being visible through more than that. You could put other parts of the tire in there and just make a makeshift interior, but in general, no. But again, I'm going to jam him in there, and if he's stuck, to me, he'll be pretty tight to the edges. And if not, I don't give a shit. Okay, now I have to remember how to, or what order to do this in. So, I need Rathos to be smaller. So, I'm going to do this part first. So, I'm going to put him that big. And then import sequence idle. Oh no, I don't even need an idle sequence this time. No, I'll put him in an idle sequence just because it'll bring his arms in, which saves me time. But I don't actually want him moving, so let's do playhead. And alright, now this will be tire. It's not, it's Rathalos.
He's got chicken feet. Like big chicken feet on that dragon.
He's Rathalos. He's got his head stuck.
No. This is like the logo to some weird channel.
Rathalos brand tires.
I hate tires. That's all he says.
Vroom vroom.
No.
Well, that should grab. I'm gonna grab his neck. There we go. Oh, from this. There. Vroom vroom.
It's unfortunate for that poor dragon.
Vroom vroom. Okay, let's get this back to a more reasonable size. So, before I figure out the size of the tire, I need to figure out... Or I need to get him into a more... Ooh, this is going to be interesting. Because the tire's going to move, but all of his joints are locked to the world. So I have to lock him to the tire.
Yeah.
Pretty interesting. Right, so if he is stuck in there, wonder if it'd be a good idea to grab Rathian's positioning, because she was stuck in a tire.
Was she? Oh,
No,
that's right.
the life
tube. The
life
lifesaver.
tube.
You had her upside down mode.
Yeah. So the wings will be wrong, but I could utilize the animation of her legs and just grab that animation. Because everything from the tire backward and the tire forward are completely separate universes. So I don't need to worry about them.
All our bones are the same.
That was the boat. Did I not move the boat yet? No.
Get another drink. You want anything?
Yeah. If I've been grabbing down the middle of the box, just keep grabbing to the back one. I think it's a mango. I'm trying them all.
Okay, you want a mango?
Sure.
Here, I'll take your can.
What did I say about you?
Do you want to give me your can?
It's not done yet.
Oh.
Almost done. July 12th. I'm gonna say July 12th is when we did that. Was it? Was that only 2 weeks ago? Yeah, it would have been 2 weeks ago. Ah, no, that was the other one. Where's the save file for it? Maybe it's in here and I just didn't think I knew the name. Yeah, water loop. There we go. That's actually what I need anyway. Okay. Oh yeah. Can't copy it from a rig. What do we call that? Digit. I don't care.
Mango's not a thing.
Reach towards the middle bag of this part.
Oh, okay. Oh, the other mango might be in the other one. So yeah, that's the one I haven't got yet.
Okay.
There you go. So let's try rig. Haven't attached the rig yet, so we're gonna go in. I wonder if that would work. So he's probably gonna be stuck to where that's his pelvis. I'm guessing he's going to be stuck to where chest 1 is going to be the base bone. If that's the case, I'm going to lock chest 1 and I'm going to grab every bone that's not chest 1. So we're going to grab, or behind chest 1. So I'm going to say pelvis, all the tail, not that one, all the toes, all the legs, fingers and arms are excluded, and none of the no root too. And then I can't import while they're locked. Well, I will have to do that differently then. So import. Oh, I actually can't do it. Rathian's different. Rathian's all numbered bones. These are named. Ah, that doesn't work. Damn. Forgot about that.
That's a bummer. He did that.
It would take. I could redo that animation 7 times over for the amount of time it would take to convert her over to the same naming sequence. So, no worries. So we're gonna load that rig. Hello, Lunar. What is going on? We're gonna shove a dragon in a tire. The gist of it.
He's gonna go drag gun racing. Get it? It's like drag racing with a reptile.
You be quiet now. Okay, so that's fine. No, it's not the toe. I think I have to grab from here, right? Yeah, I do. Tail is not a bone that's visible on this. So let's grab here. If anything, all of these I'll put it so that his tail's kind of hovering down. So he's kind of like dejected. The tire is because he's going to get stuck in the tire, and I was trying to think of something that was goofy to put him in. So I'm doing a tire swing. Ooh, that kind of tastes like licorice.
Red or black?
Red. It's cherry.
Well, cherry's not supposed to... No, never mind. I don't know what I thought.
That is what licorice is.
It's cherry flavored, yeah.
You can get strawberry and stuff, but man.
Yeah.
Alright, so if he was stuck, his arms are going to have to be pretty crammed against him. Knee. Where's your elbow? There it is. I don't know if it's going to let me squeeze it that much. Okay, it does. I just have to finagle it a little. I don't care if it really looks that great. He's just going to be jammed in there. But I'm make sure it's not in such a way that things are just busted. Yeah, I think that should be pretty good. I probably should put this close enough. Where's your hand there? That it's touching his body. Well, I don't know if I can. I think that's about the closest I'm going to get.
Dragons are awkwardly shaped.
They're not meant to be shoved in a tire. I can probably shrink down his wings a little bit as well to make it work better for what I need. And I can adjust the flowy bits. Put too close. So something like that, but more curved. More further
So
down.
black licorice is amazing. Just had to say that. I like black licorice.
Nah, black licorice is disgusting.
I can sit down with the whole bag of that stuff.
No, that's just part of being from Kentucky.
Is that what it is? Is not.
I think this one might have more curve or a different bone structure because that side's way in.
I'm one of the people
Oh,
who
it must have been like this.
There's a reason they keep putting it on shelves because I like it.
There's a licorice that, an Australian licorice that's near here you can get, that is mango. Mango and green apple. It's very, very good.
I mean, yeah, but I don't think any licorice is really licorice unless it's black licorice. Then it's just like candy.
No, that's
It's not licorice.
It's called masochism.
It's not. It's good.
Yes, self pain is good.
It's a mixture of sweet and bitter.
Yeah, bitter is not a flavor you want.
It is when it's done right and in the like. If you're in the right mindset, it's great. Like you never had like a tart.
But this isn't very. If you really think about or don't think about it, and you're in the right mindset, and you just get really drunk, it's delicious.
I mean, drinking helps, yeah.
Then why don't you just go drink some Jägermeister?
I mean, honestly, yeah, that absinthe in there tastes a lot like black licorice.
I haven't
when you
tried
add the
any
sugar
of
to
it.
right? You gotta add like a cube sugar to it. Tastes like black licorice. Otherwise, if you don't add any sugar to it, it's super, super bitter. Keep your kinks to yourself. Oh, blur.
What do you think?
So keep your kinks to yourself. About black licorice. It has been a while since I had black licorice, but I do like it. Well, your mom is a smart lady who likes good stuff.
I thought you were starting your mom joke there.
No, he said his mom liked black licorice. Just trying to... Scope.
Well, yeah, but NyQuil's pretty good.
It's not good. I had an aunt who drank cough syrup all day. She had an addiction. It was pretty awful.
So you have a problem too.
A black licorice problem?
You have a lot of problems.
I do have a lot of problems.
See, he fits.
The second one is a little worse than the first there, Scope. Good plenties are great.
We're just gonna go down the we need to hate on what Michael likes chat.
I know. Good. What's wrong with good and plenties? Good and plenties is good candy.
There's a lot of things I'd rather have, like everything.
What, than good and plenties?
Yeah. It's the name even just is like how many have you had? No, I'm good. And plenty.
It's a candy you go through a little slower because it's got a bit of tartness to it, but it's good. Fine.
That's what's funnier. It's like, oh no, you can't eat that stuff so fast. Why? Well, because it kind of tastes like shit.
But it tastes just good enough that you keep eating it. But not so good that you just want to finish off the whole box in a single sitting. It creates a nice balance.
That sounds like you purposely torture yourself to keep from eating too many, but therefore you keep going back to something then.
They're still good. Just not amazing.
And plenty?
They are good and plenty.
They're just good, and I've had plenty. You mean you haven't even had any? I'm good.
And as far as sweets go, right now I got a cake to get rid of.
Yes, you do. I am not having any more.
But it's birthday cake.
Nope, too much sugar already. Okay, this is going to be interesting. I'm just going to say, this is all right wing. Right wing. Whoa, maybe not. Actually,
Yeah, I was gonna say that looks like a good position for it.
it helped, but the wing,
Looks like he just flew at the freaking tire at full speed and just got jammed in there.
maybe.
He's like, "Hey guys, watch me do a trick," and then he just got stuck.
Because I need to be able to see his butt. Like, that's...
Why?
Because that's half the fun. It's if he got
Is
his
his
ass
butt?
stuck in there, is what it says. And so because the tire, I wanted to have it swing, so it means it's going to go all the way around.
Yeah.
Um,
You do everything else first, and then you just have the whole thing swing
like
back and
there,
forth.
that should work pretty good. I just have to adjust some of these that like these don't fold over. Right now, I just want to get a decent idea for what I need.
Damn scope.
No, the quote that he's saying is, "I got my ass stuck in here, so I want to try to utilize the ass." That's just knee. Do they have a thigh? Well, I guess it doesn't have one because I'm using the rig. So that makes sense. Okay. Let's say that the leg was hanging down a little bit more.
Butts are very important.
Because the options I had were to have his legs curled up like they are, or to have his legs hanging. If I want his legs hanging, I have to physically move him back further. Otherwise, I don't have room for the thigh. Which actually, I should probably... Oof, no, not like that. I should probably curve him... Where is his pelvis? Oh, it'll be right here. Whatever. Pelvis. We're going to curve that downwards a little. And grab the root and curve that up a little. Because he should be curved into that position. Like he's hanging.
Mm-hmm.
We'll put that upwards a little bit. And we'll put this one downwards. And then how far can I bend his head upwards? Not on that bone. Probably about that far on that one. There. Okay, so that should be fine. I'll do that. Because then I can actually have the tire be further back, have most of his weight up front, therefore looking like it's curving him downwards, and have his legs just poking out like they are. Because they were in an awkward position before where they weren't really in and they weren't really out, so I didn't know whether to have them bent or not. But in this case, I could put them just like this, and I actually have a version to go with. That's not very focused. Like that. Let's play with the wings a little bit, and then where's your tail? Okay, I think it's got a pretty decent base to work from. If he was pulled like that, it would probably be pretty similar to that. What's wrong with butts? Well, Lunar, you keep showing up, so you keep showing up with the butts, so it shows that you need butts too.
Everyone needs a butt. It's a fact of life.
Something feels weird with the weight balance here still. I think what I need to do is his chest needs to be bent down or pushed down. You see spine? There we go. I'm going to push him down a little bit more. I'm going to curve these back up. No, I can't. I'm going to break his neck if I do that. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to bend him the way I want to. Because this one doesn't allow that bending that far backwards. None of them do. Like, that's going to do some like weird turtle shit to his neck. If I go down that low, yeah, that's better then. I'm gonna jam his neck a little bit further in.
And now that I'm thinking about it, I will always curse one candy. There's one candy I refuse to eat anymore. And no, sugar daddies and sugar babies.
Well, yeah, because they'll kill your teeth.
Yeah, every time I eat one of those things, it feels like it's about ready to rip my teeth out of my head. I can't imagine it hasn't at some point. But I guess there'd be a lawsuit if it had, and they'd be off the shelves.
It probably has.
I mean...
Well, but maybe there's like a release on the candy wrapper or something.
Yeah.
By consuming this candy.
We're not responsible for any lost teeth ripped out of your skull.
Thinking of class action lawsuits, there is a website you can go to right now for the Equifax class action lawsuit that you can put in some information. It will verify you if you were affected by by that release, and if you were, you can get $175.
I mean, I don't know.
You fill in one form.
Would have been affected
Because Equifax is a credit agency for determining your credit. They have your information. I put in my info and it was determined that yes, I was affected. So I filled out a simple one-page form and it's for $175.
I'll do it for $175.
It puts on there like, by clicking this, you are stating that you can either get a free credit tracing service or $175 or $125, whatever. So it's close enough. But I just checked the box that says I already have a service that does it because I technically do through my bank. But even then, who gives a shit?
You know what?
So,
I'll be right back.
Yeah, it's a verification term. All you do is put in your last name and your last 6 of your social security.
Okay.
It's CNN, I think, had an article about it. It's not going to be here for BronyCon. It's not like they're going to cash out money to you right away. It's just that it puts your name on the list for the lawsuit. But no, it's easy because you don't have to really look up anything. You don't have to do anything. This would be like the 6th class action lawsuit that I've signed on for. I did my old graphics cards. I had NVIDIA 960s at 2 of them, and they had a lawsuit because they were reporting that they had a certain amount of VRAM when they didn't, and so they had a class action lawsuit to pay for the difference, and so that was $150 a card, and so I got $300 from that. Caribou Coffee had a lawsuit stating that they were texting people outside of or without their permission. You needed a written consent or a checkbox or something. They didn't have anything, and they started texting people, which is a violation of the law. It was only like $40. It was $40. I got paid today. I was involved in a lawsuit for DeVry University, and this was interesting, for false advertising stating that they were having, that by getting this, by going to school there, that you had this chance in the market and whatever, and it was all false advertising. So it was all not lies, but just misrepresentation of the truth. And that ended up rewarding $250 something. And then, like a year and a half later, the lawsuit was fully finished, and there was a lot of people that never reported in. So I got another letter stating that they had extra money in the account, so they just distributed it amongst the people that already contacted, and I got another $150. So that one ended up working out very well for me. But, well, I got money back on that. I still paid a lot of money to the school, so in a way, it just helped get some money back on the tuition. But my student loans are paid off, so I'm fine. And that's all the ones I can remember. I know there was one other one I got messaged about and haven't... I thought I put in for, but I don't know if I heard back on it yet, but I can't remember what that one was. No. I don't know anything about Star Trek. So these will be straight out. Those wings need to be flipped up more, but again, I'm not going to worry about it right now. So I need to lock anything that's important to the tire. Anything that's a rig bone, which is pelvis, hips, everything past that isn't. Foot, hand. So those, I did that wrong anyway, but those need to be locked to the root of this. Oh, I thought that was going to affect the size, and it doesn't. Good. Well, I guess it's not the actual bone. Okay. We'll also lock the root and... Where's the other one? The root. Okay. Now if I move this... Sweet! Bouncy, bouncy, bouncy. And then if I grab his hand... Good, I'm still able to move it like normal. Hello! Hello! So he's in a tire. Rope could be a particle. But I want to see if I can find like rope that is wrapped around something. I know my default. Just ring right there, wing rope. Actually, just by doing this. Oh no, I probably should do this. Then that would be fine. So I'm going to keep that. Let's just 0 this. And then we're going to just do this to the custom rotation. So this needs to rotate to 0. This actually might work out very well. Except for that part. It actually might work out really well. Because technically, I can have it be partially up. Well, kind of. It's going to be too much. So maybe not. I can go a bit tighter. Only a little bit tighter. This might be a little closer than I wanted. A little more. I don't even care if it's perfect. It's freaking Rathalos and a damn tire. There. Oh, probably too much. Because I just don't want it clipping too much. That works pretty good. My original plan wasn't to bring Dolphin. I haven't brought Dolphin on the last 2 conventions. He's a lot of work. He's still just sitting over there.
What, Dolphin?
Mm-hmm.
It's a cute Dolphin. That's gonna be annoying.
It's oh, I don't have it showing me. It makes the noise.
That is terrifying. He unhinged his jaw to swallow his prey whole. I'm trying to eat an elephant. One bite. So I made a claim to Equifax.
Did it say you were affected?
It just said my claim was filed.
Did you do the test check to see if you were affected? I thought that was the only way to get into the form, is to put in your info to see if you were even in the list.
No, they let me write into the form and I made a claim.
Well, because you probably just Googled it and brought you right to the form instead of the verification page.
Yeah.
I'm wearing headphones and I heard that. I actually did this. I don't remember. Looks like a crow. No, Dolphin is he's really big to carry around, and to me a lot of the jokes, I can't come up with anything that feels new and different, so I just haven't brought him. Hello. Hello. I am my horse. Hear me war. Whoa. What was? Kind of reminds me of Mitch McConnell. Got a little bit of an overbite. Oh no. I want a cheeseburger. I'm hungry. Ugh. And a Diet Coke. All I can see when it is this. If he wants to go hide, he needs to close his jaw. Now nobody can see him. Very, very sneaky. Please, nobody sees him. He's very sneaky. Sneak. No, I'm not in a hotel room. Well, that's just some random car in the parking lot. The one thing I'm looking forward to at the next place is that here there's a parking lot, a lot of other people around me, and a main road right there. The next place I'm at is on the end of a no outlet road with trees on one side and just the small little housing development on the other side, and the main road is like a couple blocks away. You can't hear it at all, even during rush hour. So I'm really looking forward to that because it's a lot quieter than around here and more cross breeze because there's like windows on both sides. No, I'm not. I'm still in an apartment right now, but I bought a house, or I'm in the process of buying a house, so I should have that sometime between, my guess is September 1st and October 15th. We made it flexible because I'm paying rent until then anyway. So I need to make a rope. The rope is it is. Well, that's the absolute last day. To move. Yeah, no, the problem, or the reason I want to move is because I have a lot of shit and I don't have space for it. Like, this room, like, I have, like, all my walls are full of, like, growing shit, and, like, and I like having lots of stuff on my walls, but I don't have, and I mean, there's another living room with a bunch of stuff in it and stuff. The next place is going to have like twice as much footage, so I have a lot more room to put stuff. A lot more wall space. I probably won't remember, so happy birthday now. My birthday's in September, so there is actually a chance that I'll be moving on my birthday. No, moving is going to be interesting, but when we moved to the place we're currently at. It was me and my sister moved. She had to move out of her apartment at the first of the month, and my current building was pretty flexible and let us move in the middle of the month. Let us move in the middle of the month because that was when the current place this one was opening up. So she had to stay on my floor for like 2 weeks. And so we had to move her to storage, and then 2 weeks later had to move her out of storage to here, and on the same day go back to my actual apartment and move everything from there to here. So it was 2 moves in one day, and we had probably 14 to 16 people helping. We were done by noon. So in terms of getting people to help and getting stuff moved quick, I'm not worried about it. If anything, if they delay closing, I save money. If they push it earlier, I get to I can potentially do repairs, or not repairs, but just small little maintenance things to the place and get it more settled with more time. So no complaints.
If you're buying a house to make money, you always want to buy a fixer-upper.
No.
I know you're not doing that.
We're not even talking about fixer-uppers or
No,
making
he's
money.
talking about buying like a ranch house.
Yeah, because he just wants to be in the middle of nowhere and away from people because he's Scope.
Being out in the middle of nowhere is kind of nice. It's just hard to find good work.
Well, Scope, you make enough money to own a house. Stop buying frivolous little crap.
I would not buy a double-wide trailer. You lose value no matter what you do over time.
Yeah, but it's not about value. It's about fun, too. Some people who retire and buy a trailer. And
they also shake like crazy.
Yeah, but go have fun. Some people have done that. And if you have plenty of money to where you're living off interest, why not?
I would.
No, Scope is the one that said before that he's like spending money on stupid stuff. And everybody has a weak point to like that one thing that they'll just throw money at like nothing. And I know like for you it's probably like guns and stuff. For me, it's probably electronics, but I go through spurts of it. I'm actually really good. Like I've been saving 60% of my income for the past year. So no, not you, not Scope. I was talking about Aggie. No, Scope. I don't know what you spend your money on. Like trips. I mean, some of that's probably for work. So. No, everybody has that one thing that they spend money on. That was actually like I showed it was relevant to Michael, but it's relevant to everybody. And just remove his picture because I put it over at about buying the cheapest thing possible when it comes to everything. But when it comes to this one thing that you like, you'll just throw fucking money at it. And I'm the same way. Like I started getting holiday coffee instead of Caribou coffee because I can save a couple bucks here and there. And I mean but that's better quality stuff too. But like trying to save a couple bucks, or like I'm not gonna buy that. That's like $3 that I don't need to spend. But then like I'll go and buy a video game for like $40. So I mean that my Steam library is 480. Humble Bundle didn't help for that, but I do have a thing of like I like buying games. Damn it, Steam. I have to see if I can find a rope type texture, or not texture, particle. They do exist, but the preview is not going to show it because it's usually about connecting 2 points. But what would they put that under? I'm thinking that no, they probably don't have it in here. We can try to make one. We haven't actually done that in a while. Let's go and make a new particle system. So we're going to call this rope. Now again, I have right now no goddamn clue how to make a rope texture. Or a rope particle system. But half the fun is just knowing enough to know the rest. So for one, it's going to be control points. So I'm going to we're going to worry about the control points later. We're going to say render rope. For our texture, it's going to crash. So we're going to say save as... no, not in Dota. I want to save this in the user mod. Oh, yeah, student loans are huge. Like, I was lucky with my student loans. I still had a decent amount, but mine were only $350 a month. But I was paying triple for 2 years. No, a year and a half. I paid triple, and I got rid of it last summer. And so I've been saving was it last summer? Yeah, I've been saving the vast majority of my income since then, with the hopes of... it wasn't last summer, it was the summer before that. But I've been saving a lot so that I could have a down payment on something. And so that's the point I'm at right now, is I have enough money saved where I can put a good down payment on a place to buy. And the market's right now in a good position because the interest rates are low. But like I know somebody that pays $700 a month in student loans. I know another one that Michael, I think, used to pay $800 a month in student loans, but he paid his off recently. It's expensive, and that's a huge expense. $800 a month. I mean, for some people that's a third of their income, or for some people it's a half their income, and that's ridiculous. To me, $350 for my minimum was actually pretty good, and I won't complain on it. But I hate debt, so I wanted to pay it off ASAP. I now have zero debt. Well, I will a mortgage. I'll have that soon, but otherwise I have no debt right now. Zero. I have nothing against me, so that helped. We're gonna go. Let's see if we can find a rope texture. There's got to be a pretty simple rope texture, but it's probably gonna crash. Car payment $396. Rent's, yeah, and that's actually the reason that $850 rent's pretty good. Like around here, if I wanted a cheap one bedroom, to where I'm like bottom of the barrel scraping barely, it's like $900, and it was crappy place. Yeah, $800 a month on student loans is stupid, and the person I know that's paying $700 right now is only 7 years. So, hello again, Ma. I paid for my car in cash. Yeah, $850 is cheap. $1330 was about. That was a decent 2-bedroom. If you wanted one that was, there it goes. One that was actually a good place. For a 2-bedroom, it was about 15 to 16. And that's why around here, housing in Minnesota has gotten pretty expensive because the amount of available housing has been increasing at a percentage that is being outpaced by the amount of people looking for places. So there's a higher market of people looking, so the prices will go up to compensate. So renting has gotten very expensive, but housing has actually it's going up, but renting is going up faster. So it was only in the last couple months that I decided that it was a better option to just go and buy now instead of waiting to try to get a larger amount saved, because rent is just stupid right now. It's going to cost me as much to have a house and with all the expenses with it than it would be to have a decent apartment. And I'm getting a much better place out of it. So I'm in a position now where I can, and I know that there's a lot of people out there that are nowhere near in that position, and that's tough. I consider myself very, very lucky that I am able to do what I want. I thought I saved that. Saved it as rope, didn't I? Whatever, I barely did anything in that anyway. But now I don't have to worry about it crashing because of textures. No, like, the place, there's some pretty good places around here for, cost. Depends on what you're getting, but it really depends on where you live too. Oh, I already did that. Okay, so let's try this again. Why is this go so small? It's a tiny. Alright, there's a specific one I'm looking for I've seen before. It's very similar to the one used in the other one. It's just going to be brown with the black lines on it. Don't lie to me, I know you have rope. But I mean, like this one, well, it's cable. But still, like this is probably what I'm looking for, but why don't I see it?
Rope is not a real thing. Rope is not real.
No, it's just a flat texture. But normally it would be a line or something. Well, this is Donnelly. Still loading stuff though. I know this stuff exists because I've seen. You know, actually, now that I think about it, I might have something downloaded that does it. This is a quicker way to jump to workshop. Oh yeah. Hello, Mountain Peak. Let's try rope. Because that's a moldable one. That's not what I'm looking for. I swear somebody did one though that was a particle, and I swear I downloaded it.
I know there was plenty of like rope. Heck, there's tire swings and Fallout.
Yeah, it's just finding that particle. But I need to find what. I would have to go through all the different particle groups to try to find rope. But Fallout is not this.
Not Fallout. Half-Life. There's rope swings in Half-Life.
And it's just a particle where it just locks one control point to another control point and makes, well, a line through the middle of it. I said rope, but I find War Grauman. Maybe there is one on Half-Life. My concern isn't that there isn't one that exists. It's about where the hell is it in here.
Yeah.
Antlion blood, tracer effects, rocket effects, rain effects, that stuff. It's, to me, none of those. Episodic is episode 1.
So I know there was tire swings and.
Oh yeah, they're just using the previous. What was Half-Life 2? Episode 2, there we go. Trying to see if there's any called rope. I'm not seeing one.
Yeah, the only time I remember like legit tire swings was Raven's Home, and that was in the original.
Yeah, because they're not unless it was something with full physics where the rope was attached in some other way. Then they're probably going to make the cable bounce. But I don't think technology was at that point then.
No, it bounced around. You could throw the thing with the gravity gun. I remember pretty.
But was it always a straight line?
No.
Then it was using
physics. Around.
Then it was using physics, so it's not what I'm looking for. Which means it doesn't exist. I can't think of anything on there. Well, what we'll do in the meantime is we will. We'll just grab one of the other rope ones. So is this fully loaded? It is. Because there's like this one. I might just use that because it's a long texture. That's really all I care about. I'm surprised nothing's coming up. I know I've seen stuff before. And I'm pretty sure like rope red. Cable rope. That's stuff that like this one's coming up because it's in there.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not seeing it. It's weird. But I'm just going to grab this one. We're going to try that. So... there we go. Oh, actually, I need to see that other side. I need a control point. Controls. Okay, render rope. That's just going to say what to do. I'm guessing that I need to create a control point. That'll be under initializer. So this is interesting because I've done a rope once before. Now I'm curious how I did it. That was anthology. Mister. You found rope? No, that's not what I'm looking for. That's not what I'm looking for.
You know, then you just like get rid of the news part. It says that it's flexes.
No, because I have to have it move and potentially move on around its axis. Those have a bone and it moves from that bone. So where do I lock it?
Onto the tree.
You lock it to the tree. Okay, so then where do I lock the bottom of it? The bottom of it's not controlled locked to anything. Yeah. So I'd have to have the entire thing swinging and rotating from a point way up higher. That would be very hard to get and to move nuanced movement without destroying it. A rope is you just pick 2 points and no matter where I move it, it just creates the rope between it. I did a rope on here though.
Rope.
Right here.
When did you do a rope on this?
The laser.
The laser's a rope?
Mm-hmm.
A powerful rope. Hey guys, look. It's a pony.
See, it's a texture, a flat texture that starts right here. And then they're just layered to create an effect that makes it look like there's a bright center. If you go over to this side of it, it just gets dark because it's behind the other ones. But then it just gives the effect of a bright beam center.
She's murdering stuff with her horsepower.
So I think there's like 4 ropes, and each of them is slightly delayed from the rest of them, so that the middle one goes away faster and it looks like energy dissipating. Anything, our brain interprets it essentially anything as high energy, from what I can tell. If it has any color with an interior that is pure white. So as long as the outside is colored and the inside is literally white, nothing else. You can't make it even a hint of a color. It has to be pure white. And then anything on the outside gives the illusion that the inside is a hint of a color, but you still see it as pure energy. Watch Dragon Ball Z. That's where I got some of the... I was looking into it in detail, and that's where I got some of the ideas for it. But I had to do rope because I needed this to be up ahead of it. So it was the only way that I could control it. I tried doing... I think I still have it in here. Yeah. I'd originally done a giant telephone pole. Yeah, so it was this like semi-transparent telephone pole. Trying to make that work. And by expanding it and making it larger, but it didn't work.
It turned out wonderful with the rope.
Well, it's just this engine is old. It's not built to do some of this stuff. Yeah, so it worked with rope. It actually worked really well with rope. I thought the effect turned out really good. For making it look like a legitimate laser. Mm-hmm. So this is beam bright center rope. But I swear I pulled this from the workshop. That's what's bugging me. Unless it was taken from the workshop and then at some point was removed. But this is why I said previews would be hard. You can't see anything. The only way you can see anything is if you go in here and you like set some values to a control point so that it actually knows what to do. So this is the center beam, and then the other ones are just delayed around it. So this is rope and then animated sprites. So I think the animated sprite is the actual collapsing part, but I don't care about that. Oh no, this is disabled.
Gaben's not lazy. He just figured out distributing games makes more money than making games. And
Well, they still like making games. Most of the people there, they still make games. It's just that
they don't release them.
Artifact.
Artifact?
Yeah.
What's Artifact?
The card game they came out with it a couple months ago. It just bombed horribly because they tried to jump into a market that was already saturated with a game that was money hoarding. And it's not doing very hot. They were trying to chase, and then they focused on VR and hardware and a lot of stuff. They've been doing stuff, but it's just.
Gee, I wonder what game everybody wishes they'd work on. One that everybody would actually buy.
Most that actually, well, that's 15 years since Half-Life 2.
I'm still waiting for it.
Yeah, but I'm thinking a lot. The market out there now, they would have to market to people that have never played a Half-Life before. Because you're going to have people that are like, I have a family. I can't play a story-driven game. They actually said after Portal 2 that they're never going to make a single-player only game again.
Portal 2 wasn't single player only.
It wasn't, yeah. So that was why they said Portal 2 was where they were, from there they were starting to go into all multiplayer. Because they said that is the future of gaming, is playing with other people. It can be a single-player experience, but it has to be with other people.
Tell it to Fallout 76 compared to Fallout 4. Fallout 4 was such a much better game. People actually enjoyed.
I put 100 and something hours in the 76. I enjoyed it.
Time in this 76 too. I just didn't enjoy it as much. 4 was a more enjoyable game.
Movement, maintain position along a path. So that's going to be. So what's the scaling is what's causing it to do its thing. So I have the first one that
I agree.
Causes it to expand quickly, and then the second one causes it to Okay.
I love the mod 76. That would be a lot of fun for me.
76 is a lot better than it. It's in a Fallout 76 currently is in a pretty good spot. They fixed a lot of stuff. They definitely need a test server.
Need private servers.
Well, no, in terms of just making the game work. A lot of the bugs in the game itself actually work a lot better now. It's in a better spot than it was by far, and it's on an upward swing. Other than the last test thing, because they didn't test it right. But it's in a better place than it was. It's not like Anthem that has been just constantly tripping the whole way.
I never beat 76, and I'm already ready for 5. Just give me a proper.
It's not going to be for a long time.
Probably.
You're going to see Elder Scrolls before you see that. And they have that one Star game coming out.
Star game?
Yeah, I forgot the name of it, but it's like some space-based game that they have in the development as well. And you probably see that before Fallout 5 as well.
I mean, I wouldn't mind Fallout.
I think I got
Elder
what I
Scrolls
need.
type game set in space.
Because it looks like it's just rope. I don't need this. Movement basic, movement maintain position along path. And then all the other stuff is, and then it's position within sphere random. So I think that's all I need to be able to do this. I can't copy it because it's instanced. No, 76's bugs. I mean, I was in there not long ago. I reinstalled it and putzed around in there. It didn't. Once I actually went in there, it wasn't really what I was feeling playing at the time. But they added a lot of nice features.
Do they have NPCs now?
No, not yet. It's on the works though.
That was one of the bigger disappointments for the game for me, is that Fallout games tended to have colorful characters.
But they're not.
76.
The point was to make people those characters, but they didn't give the right tools to people to allow that to happen. There are groups that do. There are very good. There are large RPG groups that work in servers, but the problem is coordinating to get on the same server.
Even if they do coordinate, you only see them maybe once, and then they're gone forever. That doesn't really establish them as part of the world.
No, it's people all being on friends lists that they can join on each other, so that they can all go to the same server.
Yeah.
But you're always going to have somebody that's not, and that's why they want private servers, because the game is built to be strong on private servers, but none are there.
I want them to have private servers just so you can mod them.
I don't even know if they did, then those characters can't go to the public server. They'll probably have modded. A lot of games nowadays, even like Vermintide, has your official realm and then the modded realm. So you can play with mods that give you absolutely broken stats because they just don't care in the modded realm. They just disable stuff.
I was planning on turning the cats into ponies. Guess I could still do that in 4, but I was kind of saving it for 76. And 76 wouldn't let me mod it. And that was pretty much like...
And this is... position within sphere random.
I figured the cat skeletons would work for ponies.
How do I add the other... control point? That's the one I'm not sure of. Yeah, how do I add a second control point? I can't remember. No, let's get constraints.
Again,
I didn't see anything on there that indicated the addition of a control point. Scale control point, no. Scale offset. Is it like here? Control point, no. How do you add control points? Because it had it for the rope. But I swore I downloaded that from somewhere. I'm gonna check one thing quick. Oh, I found it. Probably should have checked that to begin with. Ha! It's rope.
Rope. Again,
it's a white line, but it's rope.
It goes and it goes.
Yeah, it's just using the base white. Oh, that's loading again. Let's just grab some texture and see if we can hope for the best.
And just work on getting a job right now, and I'm pretty close, I think.
He's a bum.
I am a bum. I'm a fairly financially secure bum, but a bum all the same.
Yes, that didn't actually load anything. So just because I can't, or because I can't see it, means I can't see it. But I don't know how to make a texture of rope. Like, is there something special about this texture? I can probably check though. So, let's see here. Go to TF2.
Just sitting around his house drinking up all the booze he won't drink because they got sugar in them.
Yeah, I'm glad because it emptied out the drawer.
Have to finish off that Midori one stream at a time.
Hey, this stuff's good.
You can have it. I'll continue drinking the Midori.
It's fine. I get the booze that you won't drink.
Cause got no sugar in it. It doesn't taste good.
It is 2 grams.
Oh.
2 grams are 4% of your daily. This right here is 8% of your daily sugar.
You know what you need to do to eat for the other 96%?
No, I'm not eating cake.
I gotta get rid of that cake.
I probably had 150% of my daily just from that.
Just from the cake.
It was good. It was good cake.
It is good cake. It's like a really
And I will do it because of special occasion, but...
Yes, birthday, yay. It's...
Yes, I can see it here.
I mean, it's still birthday cake, so it's still technically a special occasion cake.
Why can I see the texture here, but not in game?
Well, come get cake. We got plenty, Genma.
Yeah, we'll send you a piece.
No, you gotta come here to get it.
Oh, I'm not...
Just send him a piece of cake.
Hold on, I'm like blown out. There, that's better. Whoa. Yeah, we don't need Michael anymore. We'll just put it over here.
Fine. I'm used to it.
There we go. Oh, I can't even see me. There we go. That's better. Not sure why. Oh no, that's not the rope I'm looking for too. I'm guessing the rope I want is like, no, the cable's probably gonna be black.
It's carrot cake, Genma. Come get some. It's got cheese cream icing.
Cheese cream?
Cream cheese.
Cheese cream does not sound delicious.
Too much Midori.
You drinking straight Midori now?
Yeah. You said you didn't want it.
I know, but you could at least mix it with like...
With what?
Mix... we don't have... Actually, if you mix the Midori, the blue carousel, sweet and sour, and one of the limes of this...
I
Because
mean,
this...
I don't want to drink your stuff, though.
No, but the lime of this tastes very similar to a Sprite or a 7-Up, which is a lemon lime soda, which is what that actually calls for. It would probably just make an extra alcoholic
It'd
one.
be very alcoholic.
And the sugar would already be offset with the soda. Would actually, if anything, make it less sweet. Which that was my problem with that drink. That would probably actually work. If you want to try it, just give me the rest of it. Because really all you put for it is... It's an even mix of Midori, blue carousel, sweet and sour, and then you put about that much of soda on top.
Mm-hmm. Well, as of right now, I am. I finished off the peach schnapps. I drank the rest of that mint stuff, and then I just had some straight Midori. I am thoroughly buzzed. I'm probably could do it.
You're
now.
drinking straight liquor. You're going to be in bed in a half hour.
It does make me sleepy.
Try to see if I can find like a rope, something. I'm going to export it, re-import it, and see if I can make that work. Just looking for something that has a rope shape, like this. TF models. Oh, that's still materials. Stupid. Can you grab me another? I don't care what it is. Well, one of the White Claws, but anything. Models, props, MVM museum, rope. Ugh. I don't know what that is, but that's not what I'm looking for. Not rope. No. Because to me a rope would be a longer texture. So something like this. So Dear Esther. So... Or Dear Esther.
Here you go. What I just poured for myself might be a mistake.
The lime's probably my favorite. Fireball? I just looked at the color. Fireball's good.
Yeah, it is good. It's been a while since I had Fireball.
I just don't know if I drink it straight. Don't you still have anything else in there?
Like what?
Here, you want to try this?
Sure.
It might be a little... that's very sweet, right?
It's cinnamony. I don't
I
know.
would probably wait then.
Okay.
Because you're going to taste this and say that's disgusting because that killed every taste bud in your mouth.
Well, I'll stop drinking this for a second, and then I'll clear up my taste.
No, the lime's my favorite so far. That's really good.
I remember when Jay drank nothing but Fireball. It was a long time ago. Now he won't drink it because he drank it so often he got tired of it. This is really the only whiskey I like to drink straight anymore, to be honest.
I've been meaning to get Scotch, because Scotch is just a straight whiskey.
Yeah, it's a whiskey.
Yeah, it's a whiskey that you just drink without.
It's basically bourbon, Scotch, whiskey. They're all just whiskey. They're just from different places in the earth, so they get special names.
But you normally don't drink it with stuff. You just drink it on its own, on the rocks. And
It
when I was younger, what am I doing? When I was younger, I was more like, regarding just drinking straight liquor. I was stupid and drank cheap shit. But now I'm actually not too. It doesn't bother me that much.
Yeah, when I was younger, it was the first time I ever drank. This is a horrible story. And anybody who's never drank, don't do what I did. I didn't know what alcohol did to a person because it was the very first time I ever drank. So guess what I drank? 14 beers,
Okay.
4 shots of whiskey, and 2 Jaeger bombs in a single night. I learned what alcohol poisoning was.
That was my 21st birthday. I had like 6 mixed drinks and like 7 beers and a whole bunch of other stuff afterwards.
I was in bed for 2 days, and on the third day, I was
the next day.
barely moving. I finally was out of bed.
I don't know how people can do that. Like, get that drunk.
I regretted it for the longest time. I had a friend in my early 20s. He could drink like that and then wake up the next day and like, hey, let's go to an amusement park. And I was just like, no. What is wrong with you?
I like having a couple drinks, but I get to a point where I'm like, if I go any further, I'm going to regret it tomorrow. So I have to stop.
Alright, I think I've cleared my palate. If you want me to try that.
1 second here.
You gotta find your rope.
I need a good rope.
This has been the hardest thing, and it seems like something so simple.
But no, this setup is the most, like, at work.
It's a good rope.
No, it's not brown. I know what I'm looking for.
Okay.
I'm looking for something more similar to this, but if I could probably make it, but
Probably steal that
no,
texture.
like at work, they wanted me to make this SharePoint application for them, and they gave me like here's an 8-page document, the process. We want to do the whole process. I'm like, okay, so we need it by August 1st to be ready. I'm like, okay. So I came to her for 3 weeks, and she goes, what do you have done so far? I'm like, I got nothing. I'm like, here's my plans, though. And I spent 3 weeks planning, and she goes, it's a week before it's needed. I'm like, yeah, I know. She goes, you don't have anything started? No, I don't. I'm like, the vast majority of any work is the planning portion. If you plan out exactly what you're going to do, then doing it means boom, 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 and you're done. So I planned all this for weeks, and I asked all these questions, a list of questions every time I talked to her. Got the whole thing planned, and then that was like on a Thursday, and then the next Thursday I actually started it. And I came in, I'm like, so is this what you're looking for? She goes, that's perfect. She goes, and I'm like, yeah, I started it this morning. I'm like, and she goes, you did all that today? Uh-huh. Because I had it planned the fuck out. Because I could go in there like, what variables do I need? I go and create all the variables. I'm not going back and forth on stuff. So planning out stuff is more important in every, like, that's why you have project planners and these people that just sit on the sidelines and just watch things.
Yeah.
Because they don't look like they do much, but they are super important because you have to have things planned and on schedule and together. So no, it's when it comes to development, the development of something is one of the easier parts.
I always got good documentation of everything I was doing.
Well, documentation is one thing, but it's about
I'll get you ability to refer back to everything.
it's about having something. So when I'm going through there and I have to go, okay, at this point, what happens? I have a document that I've already made together with a flow chart that says at this point this happens. I don't have to go look it up or think about it or go, oops. And then I have lines. So when I'm going through to validate it, I can go and say, okay, I'm at this point. Does this line work? Go and do it, and it says, yes, that line works. Then I go to the next one. That line doesn't work. Something's broken. I go and fix it. I'm like, does the line work now? Because I don't have to think about the whole thing as a big project. It's the same thing like on here when I color code these bits. Yeah. I'm knowing at that moment, if that's green, I don't have to worry about that anymore. So I'm like segmenting stuff. Mm-hmm. So,
you're breaking it up. Makes it easier to...
Not just breaking it up, but planning planning takes a big project and breaks it into smaller projects that are more bite-sized and where you can do it. So, yeah, I basically built the entire application in 3 days at work.
Nice.
Because I had everything planned. But it took me weeks of reading over a document 8-9 times in a row and being like, I have all these questions, and then going to them, getting all the questions answered, then going reading it again with the questions, being like, okay, there's still some problems there. And like, yeah, we know there's some problems. They're like, this is what you should probably do to make up for those. So stuff like that. So I'm not like, oh shit, that's not supposed to do that. Oh, oops.
Not much of a write down things planner myself. It's more of a I know what needs done. Let's get to it.
But it's because of SFM that I have that mindset now.
Yeah.
And it's helped me for my job because SFM or just animating in general has taught me that if you jump into something without knowing what you're actually doing, you're going to waste time. Like here, I knew that he was potentially going to be spinning. Therefore, you couldn't see his mouth. If I did lip syncing now, I'm going to waste all my effort doing lip syncing. I'm going to put in effort on some parts that I don't need. So I skipped and did a different part first, so I knew what I was working with. I'm planning ahead, and it's about getting that mindset so that when it comes to situations, you can recognize it and go, I don't know this part yet, so I'm not going to do it yet, and how to schedule it. So.
Yeah, my job wasn't so much like that. It was more along I was my own manager and the person in charge of what I did. So the only person I ever really had to answer to was myself most of the time. So,
but like for developing, one of the problems is I contacted IT, says I need SharePoint developer access, and they said no, which is fine, but because they said people go and build these super complex programs, and then they leave the company. Guess who it goes to maintain it? It goes to IT.
Yeah.
Then IT has this absolute large beast of something and says, the fuck we do with this? And so they're like, well, this part isn't working. We don't know how to fix it.
Yeah. Because
somebody went and meshed the whole thing together. So, and I knew that, and when I talked to them, I'm like, just so you know, all the stuff I'm doing, I'm fully documenting everything. I'm like, when I have workflows, I show workflows and how they're like on a piece of paper and text, how they're working. So they're not...
That is thorough. That is thorough.
Well, because then I know when I'm a month down the road or a year down the road and something's broken, I know what the fuck I did. Because, like, when I showed the Ace Calc stuff, the old stuff I had programmed, I don't remember what I did. So it's gonna...
oh, okay.
But so I have notes going through there. And so each of those at the top says, what is this function's purpose? What is its inputs and what is its outputs?
So that was just standard part of my job, was typing out everything I did to every unit, so that if I forgot what I did, I could always refer back to my notes.
But you're doing it like for the repair. This is about like something of like you're holding it in your hand and saying, if I give it this, what does it do? And what do I expect to come out of it? It's something so simple, but like when nobody thinks about that. And so that's why I have these 16, 17 page reports on what everything does, so that if IT has to get it, they have a starting point. Because eventually they will have to take care of it. And they were very frustrated on the phone when they're like, people do this to us all the time and we hate it, so we don't want to give you this access. If you really need it, we'll give it to you. I'm like, oh, no, I can work around it. I just needed it because I wanted to do this one little thing, and that was the only way to do it. And they're like, oh, okay, can we not give it to you? I'm like, no, that's no problem. Keep your fancy stuff. I don't need it.
Fanciness. Alright, did you want me to try that drink?
Oh, yeah.
So I want to drink this whiskey. It's like Sprite.
Yeah. Oh, 2 grams of sugar.
Sprite's got 0 sugar.
It's diet.
Oh, all Sprite had 0 sugar. Like, it's just a base.
I don't know. But that doesn't sound right.
I don't know either.
I'm gonna look it up. 44 grams.
Dude, holy crap, that's more than Mountain Dew.
No, Mountain Dew is more. This is probably 21 fluid ounces. You're probably thinking 16, which is it the same?
Yeah,
No,
I thought Mountain Dew was like 35 grams of sugar in a 21 ounce.
Why is it the other one had the fancy thing?
Doesn't say how many grams, it says how many calories.
How much sugar is in Mountain Dew? Well, we'll just click this. That's more. That's not what I'm looking for.
They're being different.
A can has 46 grams.
Holy crap.
So a can is much smaller than a 16 ounce. No, Mountain Dew is ridiculously sugary.
I'm glad I don't drink it. I used to when I was a kid, but those were just dark times.
No, but I was reading up a bunch of more stuff on diet stuff, and they legitimately say diet is no different than sugar. It does a lot of bad things. It's just you're diverting from a different path further up, but you're still going down a bad path.
Well, I mean, the argument I've heard is that you drink the sugar-free and it makes you crave sugar, but if you don't eat that sugar, then it's flavor.
Consuming of a sugar product still maintains a craving for sugar, yes. It leaves your body thinking it took in calories when it didn't, therefore making your body start to think that sugar is not calories. It can leave you feeling like your body is emptier than normal, making you actually crave food more. And it still releases insulin. Therefore, you are filling your body with an insulin to reduce the amount of sugar, and when there's no sugar.
Well, I stopped drinking soda pop a long time ago.
Yeah, they say
alcohol is different.
They say it's or diet and regular soda are not. They're bad in different ways. So, but their thing is, if you want to be healthy, don't do diet. Just get rid of them.
I got rid of soda just because it's good to drink water.
No, it depends on what it is. I'm kind of curious what your link is here.
No, it's a whole video about soda.
Yeah, there's a lot of the stuff of like diet soda causes cancer and a lot of other stuff. I'm not even talking about the cancer thing because some of that was debunked. Some of that was debunked. It was all debunked. But it's not. People say the main reason people drink diet is because diet is 0 calories. You can't take something and 0 the calories on it and think that it is suddenly better. It's a trade-off. Your body expects certain things and you're showing it the wrong things. They did a study with teenagers, and they did a study where they did people that were drinking regular sodas, diet sodas, both or none. And they found that no matter what, the only group that showed any good returns on anything were the people that had no soda at all. Diet or soda, they said it really didn't change anything because people that had diet sodas tended to eat more and offset the calorie difference.
Well, that's it. If you don't eat more, then...
But the diet soda makes you crave food more. That's one reason I can never go vegan, is like, if I just eat vegetables, I feel hollow. Like, I've consumed a lot of stuff and my body's saying this isn't what I'm looking for, and I actually crave food more, like a meat. So it's the same thing there. If I drink a diet soda, I feel emptier than if I drank nothing at all. So
I can see that if you're used to drinking sugary soda and then you drink the diet soda and then you feel like you didn't get the same thing from it. But if you never do anything but drink diet soda, then you're not going to feel like it's any different.
Well, Aggie, that's actually why I drink Perrier water. So
that stuff's nasty.
Yeah, he doesn't like it, and I didn't like it at first either because I was used to soda. But I tried a bunch of different ones, and Perrier is the one that I actually like. But now I've gotten more used to sparkling waters, and it doesn't bug me. But that's what I'm drinking right now. It's a sparkling water alcohol, and this stuff's actually really good. No, Well, no, I think vegan is a can work, but it's not my thing. When I was looking at diets to do, like there's people are saying try the Atkins. Well, not Atkins kind of fell off the wayside, but about the main one is try the keto diet. But a lot of those diets are lifestyle changes. Actually, any diet is a lifestyle change where you're saying, I want to lose weight, so I'm going to change my diet in this way. But if your diet goes back to the way it was, you're going to go right back to where you were. So any choice you make has to be a permanent change. And so a keto diet, I can't change that. I like carbs. I can't eliminate carbs completely. That would kill me. So the idea or the one that I came up with was I consume a lot of sugar, and I'm just going to zero it. So for like 2 months, I think I zeroed it. It was tough, but now I've gotten used to it, and now I mix some things in. Like this has 2 grams of sugar in it, but I keep it minimal. No sodas, no donuts, no cake. The dessert type items I've gotten rid of completely, and I've reduced my carbs. Where I like today I went to lunch with my dad, and I got a grilled chicken sandwich and a side salad. I didn't get fries. And I've lost 30 pounds this year. I've kind of stabilized to where I am, where I'm not able to lose more unless I start doing exercise, but that's an eventual thing I'll get to.
The diet that worked for me was just cutting out any easy food. Basically, anything that doesn't require effort on your part to cook, you shouldn't have in your house. And I lost a lot of weight doing that. I haven't been so great about it here, but yeah. Getting rid of anything that doesn't require effort. So no fast food, no quick pull off the countertop cookies. You can have a cookie, but you better pull up down the flour and the sugar and bake it. And if you're not willing to do that, then you don't really want that cookie. That's just been my mentality on it. Mm-hmm. And I lost a lot of weight doing that.
Well, to me, the craving for sugar is immense, and getting past that was hard. But now that I'm to that point, I still every now and then have it where something sweet sounds good, but to me this is sweet, so this gets rid of my craving for anything sweet, and it's just 2 grams. Before it used to be if I wanted something sweet it was a can of soda, and that's not a good habit to be in. But it took me weeks to break that habit. One
thing I need to stop buying is cereal, because that's something I consider easy food. Eggs.
Yeah, it depends when you have it. I only have cereal in the morning. Well, sometimes if it's in the evening and I didn't have dinner, I'll have that as a replacement.
This morning I managed not to eat cereal. I had eggs and hash browns. I just
but even then,
up a potato.
That's super high cholesterol.
Yeah,
too.
But I mean, it wasn't easy food.
No. Okay, yeah, I agree with that. Even with the removal of sugar, when I did the original removal of sugar, I said no sugar, but everything else is free game. So I still had lots of potato chips, and I still had everything, because it was easier for me to fall back on something for a while. Then when I broke the habit of sugar, then I started attacking the other things. But when some people are like, starting tomorrow, I'm going to cut out this, and this, you're not going to succeed. Yeah, you're setting yourself up to fail.
On the whole easy food thing, potato chips would be a huge no-no. That'd be the thing.
I fucking love potato chips.
I know you do. I've never liked potato chips. I'm weird. So I'll eat them if they're in front of me because I'm awful, but I won't buy them.
Oh no, I fucking love potato chips so much. And actually one of the is Rathalos locked to the transform? He is, damn it. At work they have the cafeteria there makes in-house made potato chips, so they actually legitimately cut up potatoes and fried them up to make actual chips that morning, so they're still warm.
Tasty.
Oh my god, they're so good. Oh my god, they're so good.
Haggy, if you keep food out of your house, what do you just eat? You just eat fast food all the time, or what? That ain't good.
It's about keeping hand food out of your house. If I buy potato chips, they don't last very long, so I normally don't buy potato chips.
I mean, I just watched you buy 2 bags.
Yeah, that was because I bought it for a group event and it wasn't eaten, so I brought them home. But that's why a lot of foods, dinner foods or cooked foods, We have some things that are kind of simple, but they still take
I
time.
mean, ever since I got here, it's not been working because I've been cooking so much food. We got so many leftovers in the fridge right now.
I know. We'll
Funny.
slow down.
I get bored. I need to get back to work.
You know, you can go out and do stuff.
I do. I replaced my car battery. That
Ooh.
was the stuff.
That was your activity for the week.
Pretty much. That and go to the grocery store to buy more food to cook.
I do want to cook sometimes, you know.
But we can cook you can. Just say, I want to cook this tomorrow, and I'll be like, okay. You made that
But you buy
spaghetti?
like 3 days ahead of time.
Well, yeah. That's so I don't have to go to the store every day. You've had those egg rolls and that pizza in there for like a week now.
Because you've been making so much food.
We can eat those like Sunday. We got too many leftovers for Saturday.
There you go. Oh,
Why
he
did you
scaled.
fall out on the tire?
Oh, that's not going to work.
You just move them up.
No, because he's scaled. So,
Oh, too many potato chips. Oh no! Here you go.
no, I wanted him to lock into the root because I want to. I'll just do this a little different. It'll be fine. That actually crashed way faster than I was expecting. I didn't
That was
save
an
it.
efficient crash, is what that was.
Normally I save it before it happens, but it crashed way quicker than normal, so I have to load the autosave. Autosaves scare me, because as soon as you load an autosave, it deletes it.
Yeah.
So if it crashes while loading, it's gone.
I bet
If
that
I've
happened
had
before.
concerns that the autosave is too far back, I will go and make a copy of the autosave so it doesn't remove it from the files. I don't like that like it doesn't have my grouping that I set up here. But no, the concern I have is that right now the tire is set to where the tire is on its side for its base bone, which means that the root is as well. I need to spin this in a circle, but since it's rotated, how do you do that? There's no... The axis for rotation right now is this. I don't want that. So what we're going to do is we're going to load up a helper, and we're going to use that. Like me, my thick helper. So we're going to go and take tire. So this is going to be tire rotation axis. And we're going to put... we're going to lock it to that. We're going to 0 it. And then we're going to unlock it. And we're going to go then the other way where it locks it the other direction. And then we're going to rotate this to 0 degrees. And then we're going to go and rotate this back to where it should have been. We're going to say to there. So now this rotates. This rotates on the axis. Because that would be the axis it would rotate on. It would probably be... It actually wouldn't be right there. It would be about right there. So we're going to take this tire. And we're going to push it to about there. Now there's this spin around. Oops. Well, you can see them however you want, but I'd recommend...
I mean, I kind of see it, but
Don't make fun of his head.
everything falls on the tire.
That's pretty good. So it should be rotating around a good point.
You spin me right around, baby. What?
No meat spin.
You're spinning.
Making lewd references again.
That's just a fun song.
Yeah, see, another kink.
Not my kink, no. No bad dragging here.
No, Aggie, I'm regarding snack food. I'm the same way. Where if you don't give me if I don't have the snacks available to eat, I won't eat them. potato chips are the one that I will eat them if they're here, but cookies are one that my sister used to get all the time. She'd have cookies or some type of snack food like that. I have never eaten a single one of those.
If they were in the house, I'd probably end up eating them.
But no, because I just don't have a craving for those. But potato chips or salty snacks are my sin. But that the reduction of such is in my diet, but I have no restriction to it. So if they're there, I will eat it freely. But even with that, I mean, I've eaten plenty of bags of chips and stuff, and I've still kept my weight down. The idea being, and again, this is based off correlation, not causation, but that some places were saying, okay, why do we have a weight issue now, but not in like the 50s or 60s? There was a lot of fatty, greasy, high-calorie foods in the 50s, 60s, and 70s. Why is it that now we have the weight issue? And a lot of it was because then we didn't have sugar and as much of that of the processed stuff, but now we do. So my idea was, well, maybe it's not fats that are giving you the high weight, it's sugar. So maybe if I just remove sugar, and it actually worked out really well to where it was slower and took more time to see stuff or results, but just removal of sugar was enough to see drastic weight gain or weight loss.
I mean, I did see them touch on that on Adam Ruins Everything when he talked about sugar. He touched on exactly that.
Mm-hmm. But again, it's a lot of correlation. It's saying, well, there's less sugar now, and there's more sugar now, or less sugar then, more sugar now, and the weight's different. I'm like, yeah, but there's still studies that need to be done to 100% not put it down, but it's pretty solid, at least enough, but not enough
there's a lot of evidence.
But there was a lot of evidence saying that diet soda caused cancer before too.
I don't know that there was any evidence for it. I think
but you have enough
people saying it.
But you have, I mean, there was a thing that before about chocolate helps you lose weight.
Well, that's just
because it's people reading the headline of a study and then not actually reading the body of it and assuming things.
Yeah, so, that's jumping the gun is all that is. The whole thing where aspartame caused cancer was never proven. It was just people saying.
Well, maybe everything causes cancer, really.
Well, anything that damages cells can cause cancer.
Yeah, and might. But it's about whether or not there's enough risk. Radiation causes cancer, and by flying, you absorb a lot of radiation. I mean, there's things out there that cause cancer. We're really stupid about the way we do things to where we have a lot of things that do cause cancer nowadays.
I mean, technically, cutting yourself can cause skin cancer. I mean, it's anything that damages cells. That's what causes cancer. And if they find out something you're doing can damage your cells in any which way, then they can claim it causes cancer. But that's a broad spectrum. Biting your own lip can cause cancer.
Well, one of the things that they said they've had problems with is studies have had to sensationalize their titles to try to get their stuff published, or to make these outlandish studies to make things get published, and in doing so are misrepresenting science, and because they want funding, and they want to be big and on the news. So in doing so, they're putting out things that are misrepresented and wherein they shouldn't be. But it's hard not to.
I mean, that whole thing with things that cause cancer, there are some things to worry about that cause a lot of cellular damage and can cause cancer, like smoking or being out in the sun too long and getting sunburns all the time. Those are good ways to get cancer because you just damaged a crap ton of cells. So, but there are other, like any kind of cell damage can cause cancer. It's all just about being smart about what is worth worrying about and what's not. My grandparents, they spent a lot of time in the sun. They're still alive, but they've had a lot of surgeries due to like melanoma and stuff, just because they thought it was just a different time, and they thought suntan was a really good thing to have. Just all the time.
Well, suntans are okay, but suntans are just your body's reaction to sun damage.
Yeah, and that can end up in melanoma.
Well, it can,
yeah,
but it's
my
definitely...
dad's had it, my grandparents both had it because they spent too much time out in the sun. I mean, they tell you to get outside and play, but honestly,
Well, we wear suntan lotion.
I mean, you should. I don't always. I'm bad
Well,
at
no,
that.
like I was outside today randomly, and I probably got a little bit. But if you're going to be out there long enough, yeah, definitely.
You want to avoid the sun as much as possible. The sun is bad for you.
An old an old coworker of mine, her father died of skin cancer because he was a truck driver.
Yeah, they spend a lot of time in the sun.
Yeah,
just
his
so
whole
you know.
one side of his body was red,
Yeah.
and he got skin cancer on his arm.
I used to drive 2 hours back and forth to school when I went to school in Louisville. I was driving from northern Kentucky. I'd have a sunburn on one
could
side of
steal
my
hay.
body all the time.
I went to the other file because I thought I could steal him saying "hey," but I forgot that I didn't actually have to lip sync him there because it was not part of the shot.
I'm gonna get a bit more whiskey and then I'm gonna cut myself off. You want anything else?
Not right now.
Alrighty.
If I have too much more, I'm gonna have to use the restroom.
Nothing wrong with that.
I'll see you later again, man. I'll see you guys next week anyway. I'm just backtracking. Sorry. Well, again, I probably left. But regarding the grill question, no, I do not have a grill. We have a wooden deck right now, but it's not really an allowed thing where we are right now. But the house, I'm getting a house, so yes, I could get a grill, but it's not on the top of my list for expenses.
You should get a charcoal grill.
And Genma, you say you do not eat potato chips only if they're in front of me or at a party. You don't eat
Same way.
food.
He doesn't eat food.
He eats one meal a day.
I used to do that.
Well, yeah, but he's weird. Like, he wakes up and he's like, well, I didn't have breakfast. I'm like, did you have lunch? No. It's like 4 p.m.
I did that for like 2 years.
Well, yeah, but you're weird. He's
Yeah,
a
and
little
I'd go
weird
home
too,
and
but-
eat like hot dog tacos.
But he like didn't
You
eat
won't
anything.
let me make any of my amazing hot dog tacos.
No hot dogs.
Uh,
Because
look,
I have quality standards.
well, you ate the conies.
Hmm?
You ate some conies.
Well, yeah, but that's in a bun. You're just talking about mixing hot dogs in non-bun things.
I'll put them in a tortilla with like Mexican rice and refried beans. And
It's a hot dog!
Yes, but you put some taco seasoning on it
Hey,
with some sour
can
cream.
anyone hear me? I
It's
got.
delicious. I mean, I'd
Did
rather
anyone-
have the beef too, but I was trying to live cheap.
I'm gonna assume by spinning that
Hey,
hay is visible,
can anyone hear me?
but this part
Can
is
anyone
not.
hear me? I got my ass stuck in here.
You haven't done any of the lip sync yet.
Well, now that it was about figuring out what I was gonna do for the spin, and the way I see it is, if I wanted to lip sync all of it, if he was spinning, he'd be visible here. Then he would have to spin all the way around and be visible again here, which means in this amount of time he would have to do one full spin. If he continues at that rate, he would already be, like, for one full spin being this distance, he would have to be, that's more distance. He would already be fully passed around, and there'd be so much motion blur from that spin that he wouldn't even see anything. But a spin at the rate of having him visible for part of that, let's say he's like, we want to do 50. Let's say he's right here, and tire rotation axis.
Hey!
So we probably want to have him say hey towards the end of his spin. We'll say about here. Which means that at the beginning of the spin, I could probably go about here.
Hey! Anyone hear me? I'm stuck in here.
So this will just be an estimate. So I'm probably going to do 2 spins.
Hey! Can anyone hear me?
Nope, too much.
Hey! Can anyone hear me? I got my ass stuck in here.
See, that I even think's too fast. So we're gonna start him like here.
I got my ass stuck in here.
Okay, this might be your first bondage video.
It's not bondage just because anybody gets stuck somewhere.
Too
Hey,
much whiskey.
can anyone?
That's the problem.
Hey, can anyone hear me? I got my ass stuck. Hey, can anyone hear me? I got my ass stuck in here.
And it's gonna
Hey,
I think that even then I'll have to keep him over here. And I can have him turn towards the camera and then turn away at the beginning of it.
stuck in here.
But I have to have him visible for the most part by the time he comes back around.
Hey, can anyone hear me? I got my ass.
This is gonna be fun.
Well, and I can extend this, so
Can anyone hear me?
so this can be split into 3.
Hey,
So we're gonna extend this a bit and this a bit, because I usually try to keep this to about 6.5, so I can go up to that. Though the repeating thing allows for more than that now.
hey, can anyone hear me? I got my ass stuck in here.
Okay, that lets me slow this down a bit. Yeah, normally, unless I have to do a lot of thinking at work, I eat breakfast and then I eat dinner. That's about it. I try to stick to just 2 meals a day without snacking.
I always used to skip breakfast just because I felt sleep was worth more than food.
Breakfast is an important meal. I will not
Hell
skip
yeah.
breakfast. If I can't eat here, I grab something when I'm at work. No matter what, I have to have something. Otherwise, I just can't get my brain running in the morning. That and coffee.
Hey,
Yeah, I'm not a big coffee
can anyone
guy.
hear me?
I'll drink it on occasion.
I got
'cause
my
it does
ass
taste
stuck
amazing,
in here.
but I'm not really big on it. The idea of waking up even earlier to make coffee, I feel like, again, the sleep was worth more than the coffee.
To me, 10 to 15 minutes isn't going to make a difference.
I hit that snooze button.
Oh, no, I don't.
You don't?
I put on NPR because NPR will keep me awake. And I'll have one alarm to get me up, and then the other one will keep me up.
You might be the first person in the world to say that NPR keeps me awake.
No, because music I'll just fall asleep to.
Yeah.
NPR is talking, so it's interesting things.
No, I know it wakes me up. Which I don't mind because it helps.
The only thing that
keep
wakes
me
you
on
up right now
schedule.
is me.
Well, yeah, I hear the radio in the morning and then I doze back off for a bit.
You doze back off again, and then like this morning I set my alarm for an hour later, and you got up an hour later.
Yeah. Because that's your alarm is what wakes me up.
No, it's when I walk out there. You're always like, until I get out of the shower, you're usually there, or just turn on your computer and then went back and lay down again.
Yeah, and then when you come
You'd
out
be
of
a
the shower,
bum.
I am a bum.
Hey,
Well,
Can anyone hear
I've
me?
been For a bit. I made a lot more money
got
on my
my
house
ass
than I thought
stuck
I was.
in
So I got
here.
some bum room to wiggle in. On dipsolusification.
I could probably actually keep that rotation, but if I do, I can't use him for the animating.
That's a cute horse. Aw.
If I use him for the animating, it's going to cause problems because I cannot see that close.
Oh no, he's establishing his dominance. Oh no. That's certainly a way to establish your dominance. I'm gonna bite your head off. Oh. He is not thrilled. Oh no. and swallow his head. It's like a pair of vice grips. It's horrifying. It's like, well, I'm imagining that music like, duh, duh. Like, how did I get into just like, how did I get into this mess?
Yep, that's me.
Exactly. Look at like a Jerry Seinfeld moment.
No.
I have your nose.
Okay, so I probably better do a little bit of limb syncing for the other part, but for the most part I could skip it.
Hey! Hey! Hey!
So we're gonna go, let's see, teeth out. Probably some some pucker.
That's storm.
Lips out.
Storm's coming.
Probably.
Might be nice to have a nice thunderstorm. Always kind of relaxing. Until the electricity goes out, then it's less relaxing.
So this is hay.
Oh yeah. Clouds are moving in.
So this is my teeth out. Want the jaw open a little bit. I have these go up. And the so I think the mouth, the mouth is opening a bit more than I need. So we're gonna go just round that a bit. And this is the only part that matters to me for the sound, so I'm just gonna go more like that.
He's happy,
Yup
right?
backwards is it, or hey backwards is yup.
Yep.
Yes.
He became the Big Mac Dragon. Big Mac Daddy Dragon.
Sounds like he's trying to start a lawnmower with like a man's face.
Can anyone hear me? Can anyone hear me?
No, I will be kind of curious to see what clip the person who decided to use some of your work used in one of their.
Can
videos.
anyone hear me?
Did you mention that?
Can anyone hear me?
Somebody wanted to use one of your
Can
enemies.
anyone hear me?
Yeah, they wanted to use some of the Rathlow stuff.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious. The
Can anyone
context
hear
they
me?
use it in.
Not too far, yeah.
Can anyone hear
The
me?
video will be out soon. They'll probably link it to you.
Can anyone hear me?
I told that as a stipulation.
Do they link you the video?
Can anyone hear
Because I
me?
imagine you want to see it.
Yeah, that's maybe leave that down for now. Well, no, I just so I could share it because to help out, though I don't think he needs it. His Twitter presence is lower, but his YouTube presence is higher.
They yours?
Anyone hear?
I didn't check the actual numbers, but it looks like it, yes. But
Ponies are a little niche.
I need,
but they're cute.
considering the house like the inspection costs and then the down thing I had to pay and some other stuff, I'm my checking got hit pretty hard in the last couple of days. So
I hope you know I'm willing to help you out if you need it.
everybody is, but I don't want to.
I know.
No, I have plenty in my savings, but I need to make sure that I still have to do the down payment for the mortgage. So
Okie dokie.
I got my ass.
I don't know if I'm gonna have enough time to fully do that part, so I might start doing the animating part.
What do you mean by that?
Hey!
Running lean on BronyCon.
Oh no, I'm fine on that part. I still own the hotel. It's more,
Oh.
like $10 to $15 here isn't the big issue. It's I have thousands of dollars going out at once. That's the problem I'm having. 10 or 15, if that's gonna kill me, then I am way tighter than I should be.
I mean, I just need to put some money aside to make sure I buy somebody a body pillow who may or may not want it.
They don't want it.
They do. They just don't want to admit it that they want it.
That's a bad mentality to have.
Yeah, but it's my mentality. Don't tell me
Can
that you
anyone
can
hear
tell
me?
because every night. I won't believe it for a
I got
second.
my ass stuck in here. Hey!
I'll never admit it.
Does this person want something? No. Well, I'm gonna give it to him anyways. No love.
Exactly. Get the hug a pony. Doesn't that
That's
way
not the
hug
way
a
it
pony?
works. He doesn't want it.
What's the hug a pony?
So you're gonna spend money on somebody that's
I mean,
gonna throw it to the side
It's
in
in
a
his
closet.
bed. So.
But like those are in there only because they were gifts. I feel bad if I didn't actually have them out.
What about the ones you got in your closet?
There's none. I have no body pillows in my closet
Not body pillows, but plushes.
because I didn't have any place out here for them.
You should put them in your bed.
No. I like my bed's too full. I like having an empty bed like that I can spread out on, and I feel like the only reason that like the one at the head's to keep me from touching the wall in the winter, and the one on the side is to keep me from touching that wall. That's the main things. I only need one otherwise. So other than that, I really don't need all that. The pillows there, it just gets in the way, and I'm probably gonna have to get rid of at least one of them in the next place because I won't have a wall there. Because I won't have a wall, and I don't want to have a wall to a outside wall, so I don't have to worry about the cold.
You need a bigger bed.
It's a queen.
You need a king.
No,
for
I'm
your
not
body
buying a new
pillow.
bed for the sole purpose.
Of
No,
having body pillow room.
I'm good with what I am. I was gonna match that fills the whole room.
Yes.
I think this is called a trampoline.
Fill it with body pillows. You need like 20 of them.
Hey!
Just have a whole pillow harem. Third of Law wants to give me a pillow. Wants me to give him a pillow. Oh, boy, you coming to BronyCon?
Hey!
Yeah. It's gonna be the last big blowout year. And then everybody will just either not go to the conventions in Baltimore anymore, or they'll start going to the other one that's already started up. The Sea PonyCon or whatever. It started last year. I'm sure they'll get some of the people from BronyCon.
I thought Sea PonyCon is the one in the water. Oh wait, no, that's the other one.
It's the cruise
but that one's been that's been going for a couple of years.
Sea PonyCon?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's not
in
like
Baltimore
brand
as
new.
well. So, and they plan on keep going. So
If they make it work, they make it work.
and I'm sure they'll get a lot of the people from BronyCon now that BronyCon's over.
No.
At least in the immediate area.
They're not going to go to. They're not going to just. They travel to Baltimore because it's the big con. They don't travel to Baltimore because there's a con in Baltimore.
Yeah, I know. I'm saying some of the people in the immediate area who only went to BronyCon go to that con instead. The fact that one city had 2 conventions was kind of weird to start with. But that's what it was. Kentucky couldn't even get one convention. The closest we had was TrotCon, which I've never been to.
I originally wanted to.
Still can.
Nah, I probably won't anymore. Next year, I'm cutting down my conventions a lot. That's what I was originally going to do before, but the BronyCon decided to be a butt and cancel.
So you had to go one more time.
Actually, this is already way more than I thought. Oh, because I didn't fix it from the previous.
Let's see, what cons have I been to? I've been to Cider Fest, been to Winnie City, BronyCon, MOP MSP, and then Brony Scott in Scotland. That's all the cons I've been to. A lot of fun.
I like going to conventions, but I want to see other places in the world than just a convention hall in a city far away.
Well, the conventions are an excuse, I feel like, to go to see new places.
Yeah, but like Seattle, when I went there originally, their hotel or their convention hall was literally across the street from the airport. How much of Seattle did I see? Nothing.
I mean, you can go and see other parts of Seattle while you're at the convention.
How many times have you done it?
Like, gone around and seen the city? I did it when I was in England.
Yeah, but that's the only time. Because usually you fly out on a Thursday where you have a partial day, and then you fly back on a Monday where you have a partial day and you're exhausted.
I mean, I feel like I've seen all of Baltimore I need to see.
When we went to BabsCon, we went and saw a lot of San Francisco because they had the 4-day, but the first day was nothing. So we spent half the day in San Francisco.
I mean,
Got to see a lot of stuff.
the bar trots help a lot, just to help you actually see some of the city.
But again, then you're
Walk
just
from place
using
to place.
you're using the con as a method of seeing it when
Well, yeah.
there's a lot of other options out there.
There are, but it's not the worst option.
No, but I'd rather like go to DC.
I mean, I'd just rather spend it with friends, honestly. If
But
I'm
the-
going to see
but
a
then
place, I
you're-
want to do it with friends.
No, I want to actually see places. I want to go places that are not relying on a convention telling me what to do and what not to do.
I mean,
Yeah, I can see.
the premise of tour group.
But also, you were from a place that you didn't have many people around. I get to see people here all the time, so I just don't care. So
I'm so sad now.
I don't care about going to a convention to see. Yeah, there's some people that I might not see any other way, and that's nice. But I go to two already that I can see a lot of those people at.
I don't like experiencing anything alone. Like, I'm not big on going to a movie by myself for the same reason. Something feels just completely lost if I experience it by myself. If there's no one to share it with, it's not worth it to me. But that's just me.
But I want to see things that that I'm not going to be able to see just that because a convention's not there.
Oh, I'm the same way too. I just don't want to do it alone. Doing something by yourself just feels like it's like, hey, wasn't that amazing? Person who's not there to talk about it with.
I could care less. It's about
that's just me then.
It's about I want to see it, but that's enough for me. It's just seeing or getting there and enjoying it for myself.
Like I would have never even gone to England if I couldn't have spent it with my friend Declan there.
England's one of those that I can see that if you don't know somebody, why are these not?
It's not even about just knowing somebody. I wouldn't be able to share it with anyone. I mean, England to him was kind of an everyday thing, so he wasn't all that impressed. But at least for my part, I could actually talk about it with him, and it made it more worthwhile to me.
I thought these were fixed, but apparently they weren't.
Like I kind of wanted to go to New Zealand.
What's there?
Just someplace different.
So go.
Not big on going by myself.
See?
No, I don't want to do anything alone. It feels depressing to me. And hollow.
That's what pictures are for.
Hmm.
Take pictures and
I don't look at pictures online.
No, you take pictures and you can share those with people.
Yeah, but they don't really experience it the same way you do just by looking at a picture.
But there's a lot of things that, like, say you want to do, and then somebody else wants to do, and then somebody else wants to do, and eventually it gets to a point of you're not able to do it, or everybody's having a compromise, and you're only getting to see some things.
I'm not really interested in seeing everything. I'd be more interested in just experiencing anything different with someone else. I'd be willing to. I'm somebody who's up for anything as long as it's not. As long as I'm experiencing it with another person. Do I like just flicker?
Maybe. I don't know.
Storm's being.
No, nothing else flickered.
Okay, just the light.
I'm not really worried about it. I'm on a battery. What is the one that's crossing over? I'm trying to figure out. There's like one that's cutting over. We're gonna do it this way. So, yeah, the one down there. Alright, so if I remove the fingers, still doesn't. Okay, so it's one of the base ones. I think it's that one. Or a color? Ah.
You want anything?
No, I'll grab it myself in a minute. Okay, so that's his shoulder. So there's a shoulder. I think got it out of the way. That's all I really cared about. Wow. Kind of looks like shit from this side, though. Is this, like, spun around weird? No. Something's goofy. It's not meant to be closed like that. But... And I don't even need it to be perfect. I just need it to be out of the way. Like, that could work. Does this work from this angle? Yeah. Alright, now to get the other one. That'll probably be done here. It's like I can get it like, well, this one doesn't have the wing doing that like jamming up there thing, but it does feel like it's lacking some of the extra bits coming up top here. So let's just do fingers. Oh. I can't actually like position them different, which is weird. So what is there one of these? No, not that one. That one. No. Getting close. This is probably the last one here. kind of threw that one off for a little bit. So we're going to grab... Actually, this is probably one of the last fingers. Yeah, I can just grab the fingers to do that. And I'm okay with them being kind of in disarray. They don't need to be symmetrical. Even this, though, there might be a little bit more clipping there than I want. I'm going to have to fix. I had to fix his leg here, too. Because his foot is clipping a little bit there. Really, as long as it's not showing on camera, I'm fine with it. But it means that I have to try to... I'll worry about that later. And by the angle as he's going around might not be visible for it.
Can anyone hear? Hey! Can anyone hear me? Can anyone hear me?
Oh, that's gotta be... I have to be careful on that. His wing's gonna clip again. So I have to be careful on moving that, or any of those bones. Well, I'll just have to offset the motion.
Can anyone hear me? Can anyone hear me? I got my... I got my ass stuck in here.
Yeah, I never would like the vacation on my own either, but it's sometimes hard to find somebody who will travel with you.
Stuck.
When I was a kid, I used to travel with family, but...
I'm stuck in here.
Yeah.
I'm stuck in here. My ass stuck in here. Here. Ass stuck in here. Stuck here.
Speaking of bears, I remember when I was out in, oh, what's that place up in the Smokies that's kind of popular, that town? Has the Ripley's Museum. Burnt down recently. Part of it, anyways. Not super recently. Anyways, a town up in the Smokies. I was up there, I saw 2 bears. One I was on a hiking trail. And, I was kind of falling behind in the group. But after, and I kind of feel bad about it. After I saw the bear, I started walking a little faster and I got past my sister. And when we got back to camp, he's like, you should have picked up speed, but you didn't catch up with everybody. I'm like, I didn't have to be the first in line, I just had to not be the last in line. It's like, so you let the bear eat your sister? I was like, I mean, it wouldn't be me. Second time I saw a bear, it was just rooting through some trash.
I got my ass stuck in here.
That's what it was.
Anyone hear me?
Sorry, vacation.
I got my ass stuck in here.
It was alright. If you like that kind of thing. It's a little weird when you live in the country and then you go out to vacation in a country spot. It just feels like where you live but bears.
Hey! Can anyone hear me? I got my ass stuck in here. Hey!
have to
Did
lay out
anyone
pretty
hear
figure
it?
out, but I'm gonna have to definitely fix those
I got
wings. They're not built to be like that.
Ass stuck in here.
Considering just shrinking them down and bringing another Atheros in to have better control of the wings.
I mean, they look alright to me, but
Oh, no, it's because of this. This right here. It's clipping through.
oh, okay.
And that's the left wing clipping all the way back through again. So yeah, it's clipping around here and down.
Might have to be better to have him clipping into his body a little bit than the tire.
Yeah, but I'm only able to deal with what I can deal with. So
Unless you just don't shut the back at all.
no, he's spinning. That's the whole funny part about it. Otherwise, if he's not spinning, then it's not funny. So
Okay.
it's the fact that he's just blissfully on his own. But anyways, it's after 9, so I'm gonna be good. I might stream next Tuesday probably, but I can't guarantee it. I might work later depending on how much vacation I want to actually use for BronyCon. So, but then I won't be doing it next Friday or Tuesday after that. Anyway, yeah,
Bye, people.
yeah. So
Meow.
bye bye. Have yeah. No, no.
Meow, meow, meow.
Every time he started, it starts again.
No,
Go bite him.
No. I need my kitty
Bite him.
moves. Why is that kitty biting? No, no. Oh.
No.
It's gone forever.
So,
No, kitty.
anyways, see y'all later and stuff. Okay. Bye-bye.